All right, gotta get my BD beads together.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm all recording, so you can go ahead whenever.
Gotcha. So JJ, you've been back now for, oh my gosh, my sense of time is really bad. Almost 2 weeks, a little over a week. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, however long you've been back, how do you feel that kind of growing discomfort, getting back into the swing of things with the team ever since you've returned?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything has been going smoothly. I think the biggest thing for me is just making sure that I know like the plays all the way through, and just really knowing where to be in certain sets and stuff like that. I think that's the biggest thing for me right now. But in terms of chemistry and fitting in with the team, I feel like it's been almost seamless.
So how much did Kurt change from, I don't know, 2019 when you were last here to now? Is it just like different plays, different, or like just different variations of them? I guess because you guys are working without AT too, and then you added DB in, maybe some of that got tweaked. But what exactly is different from, I guess, when you were last year?
I definitely think there are more sets that are, I guess, tailored to get me in spots that I feel comfortable, whether that's getting me to the 3-point line, understanding that a lot of bigs aren't able to get out there and guard me when I'm at the 3-point line. Different things like that. And I think he also has a different level of trust in us. Like he has a team now that's essentially a veteran team that's done it before. In DB's case, has won a WNBA championship. So he has a lot of trust in us. And I think defensively, we've shown that we deserve that trust. And we have a lot of ways that we can grow offensively, but it's a good start. So definitely more trust and some things tailored to kind of get me the ball and get me touches in areas where I can be successful.
Gotcha. And I know you had mentioned before that you had known DB, you were trying to recruit her to Connecticut before she came, but how did you like first meet her? Was it just through the league or just mutual friends or anything like that?
No, yeah, it was definitely through the league. Like me meeting her was through the league, but after she, showed interest and said she wanted to come, she had a good relationship with Amber, who was here, who just left. But Amber just told us that she was interested, and after that, it was just we got to get her here. We got to, by any means necessary, we have to pitch Connecticut and get her to come and play with us and join us, and it worked. So I'm happy that I was a part of that whole process.
Yeah, how do you think, I mean, it seems like on the court for the most part, especially because you guys didn't get a whole training camp together, it's working pretty well. But what kinds of things have you noticed that you guys have been able to do now that you're, when you're both on the court together, whether or not that means stretching the floor, using your length to, advantage defensively, anything like that?
Yeah, you said it, stretching the floor, using our length defensively, being able to switch certain plays that we normally wouldn't be able to switch with threes that are smaller, posting her up, causing, I guess, defenses to play us honestly, because now they have to respect her ability to be able to rise over the top and shoot over them in the post and just kind of create more space for everybody else on the court. So honestly, I feel like the things that we can do with her are endless. And we're still figuring out ways that we can be better with her and kind of just making sure that everything flows seamlessly. So all in all, a great teammate to have. We were eating breakfast this morning and a guy came up to us and he was like, "Oh man, like, so sorry that you don't play for Phoenix anymore." And I was like, "I'm not." And I just started, I was like, "Yeah, I know, I saw the game." So, just happy to have her here. And we understand that we're in a good spot right now, but just so much more room to grow and so many more ways that we can be better. So it's really, really exciting.
Definitely. I'll ask one more because it looks like a few other people have joined the call, but in terms of where your team is at defensively, you mentioned it a little bit just now, but even Kurt seems really pleased with the progress you guys have made, just it being May and only a few games into the season. But I'm curious what you think this team's defensive ceiling can be and how you can, add to that, especially just bringing back, that rim protection presence that, maybe the team was missing a little bit last year.
Yeah, I think we can be the best defensive team in the WNBA. Honestly, I feel like the way that we started the season, it just shows that we have the ability to be an elite defensive team, and so I'm expecting us to grow on it and to just get better. So in that case, I expect us to be really, really elite. And yeah, defensively, I just want to be able to alter shots, block shots, grab rebounds, kind of be a presence in there to make people think twice before they come in, and be on a defensive team this year for sure, because I think I have the ability to do that. So yeah, that's my goals for this year.
Gotcha. Thanks, JJ.
No problem.
We have other questions for JJ while she's here. I know a few of you hopped on a little late. Is it Shay or Shy?
Oh, it's Shy.
Shy. Go for it.
Thank you. Hi, Junko.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Since the beginning of the season, you seem to embrace more of a playmaker role, and you display it at a high level. Was it something you were already planning on doing this season, or did Alyssa's injury made you play this way?
It was something that I've been working on since I got into the league, just being able to grab the ball and push it. And I think just working on it in the off season has definitely allowed me to be more confident doing it. But AT not being in it definitely has, like, we have more of a room to do it because she's someone that just facilitates so much for us and can push in transition. So without her being out there, I just kind of feel like, I just take a little bit more responsibility, but it's something that I've been working on. So I'm excited to be able to do it. And I know that with her coming back, it's just going to be even better because then we'll have, just more options to get the ball up and down the court and to be successful.
Thank you.
No problem.
Other questions for JJ? Okay, I think you're all set, JJ.
All right,
Unless, Kai, do you?
She's trying to get her mic
Oh.
working.
Do you want to type it in the chat or text me?
Or you can go like this. If you have a question, you can go like this. If you don't, you can go like this. You have a question? Okay.
Sorry, in the car. Sorry if you already answered this, but how important is it when you guys go on a tough West Coast swing like this to kind of come out with high energy tonight and try to get a win in the first game?
Very, very important. It was one of the things that Kurt just touched on after we ended, before we ended shoot around. He said that we had a really good game against Phoenix. We started off well. We played really hard, and it kind of covered up a lot of mistakes and stuff that we made. But our game against Indiana, we came out really sluggish, and Phoenix is not a team that, we're going to be able to do that with. They're really, really good. They have really great players, and we understand the caliber team that they are. So we have to come out with a lot of energy. And the Indiana game for us is really important because we understood that we were about to go on the road for 3 games. So we wanted to kind of cement that win before we started this tough road swing. So we understand how important it is to come up with energy, and we plan on doing that tonight for sure.
Thanks.
No problem.
Okay. Shai, did you just raise your hand again?
Yeah. Sorry, I had another question.
Go ahead.
So it's a question about the Russia, actually, because one day Alisa said that you would be her first choice if she could have another teammate in Prague in Czech Republic. You would be her first choice to play with her. Well, you play for ICAT, who's like a super team, but you're also one of the best players in the WNBA. Do you imagine yourself playing for another team in Europe for a kind of a different challenge?
Honestly, I really don't see myself playing anywhere else because the level that we play at in ECAT is just really, really high. And I love practicing against the people that I practice against every day. I love playing with them. I love the way that the team really treats us. We just have a lot of perks over there too, and they just really make us feel at home. So as of right now, no, but you never know what the future holds. So I really can't say yes or no, but I have 1 more year on my contract and I hope to re-sign. So I don't plan on going anywhere else.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, JJ.
All right, thank you guys. See you.
Thank you.
We'll open it up to some questions. Please just raise your hand and I'll call on you. Sarah?
Hey, Kyla, I have a couple questions. So how do you believe that playing women's basketball at Maryland during your college days prepared you for the pros and to be on the Sun?
Yeah, Coach Freeze has a great program. As you can see, we have so many Terps, not only on Connecticut Sun, but we had a lot of Terps, come through the WNBA. And so, playing for her, I knew that I was going to get prepared, to the next level, be able to fulfill my dreams. And so, yeah, it just attests to the Maryland program and how they develop their players and get us ready for the next level. And, some of the, principles that we did at Maryland, we emulate here. And so it kind of just translated directly. And so, yeah, I'm glad to be a Connecticut Terp. I forgot what they call it, but I'm glad to have, familiar faces and play with them again.
And what's it like to get to play with the other Maryland alumni on the Sun, specifically Stephanie Jones, who was in your class at Maryland? Are things pretty?
Oh, sorry. It's just great. Being able to play again with Steph. I wasn't sure if we were going to end up on the same team, after leaving Maryland, but, God has his plan and he brought us back together. Playing with Bree again, me, her, and Steph played a year together. And then, I always watch Alyssa. So being able to play with her last year and then hopefully in the future when she comes back, it's just a great, amazing feeling, seeing those familiar faces. They really help my transition into the league be a little bit easier. They've been helping me along the way, and I'm really grateful to have them.
Yeah, and speaking of Alyssa and Bree, how are you learning from them since you didn't get much time with them, if any, in the collegiate level?
Every single day, they just stay in my ear, especially Alyssa. We're missing her on the court, but she uses her voice off the court, and she's always just talking to me on what I could do better, whether that's setting up a cut, taking my time, reading the floor. And so just seeing her perspective just helps me because she's been in the pros for, 7, 8 years now, one of the best players to come out of Maryland. And so I've always looked up to her as a player. And so being able to learn from her, it's great. And then Bree, we had 1 year at Maryland together, and we, played a lot of minutes together. So just having her again, it's just like old times. She's not one of the, like, she's not very vocal. She seems shy, but she's always talking to me. And so she's always leading by example too, and just setting the right example of how we should, attack every practice, come to every game, always having a big smile on her face. And so, I'm always just, watching and learning whether they know or not.
Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
Kai?
Hi, Kyla. JJ talked a little bit about this, but how big of an importance has Kurt been putting on, coming out with energy, starting this road trip off with, hopefully a win, but just some good effort against, obviously Phoenix can score a lot at any point. So just not coming out slow and kind of giving them your best effort right from the get-go.
Yeah, it's been a big emphasis because we're in the WNBA, we're in the pros. And so having those slow starts, it can really put us in a bad position trying to, fight back and use a lot of energy trying to get back into the game. So one, just having, being locked in from the tip, having a good start. And then, like you said, we're on the road. We have this 3-game road trip. We don't have our fans, cheering us on. So we have to generate that energy between us and making sure that we're pushing each other, bringing that energy on the bench, on the court, and just making sure we're just, fueling each other, especially with this trip. This is a Phoenix home opener. So we know they're going to come out with a lot of energy. They're going to have their fans. They haven't played in front of their fans for almost 2 years. So we know that they're going to come out being really aggressive. And we just have to be ready for that and, come out even stronger.
Thanks.
Alexa? Hey, Kyla. What's just been the focus and the scout going into this game? Obviously, you guys are pretty familiar with the Mercury after playing them on Sunday. So was it just applying stuff that you'd learned from that game into today? Definitely.
We watched a lot of film from our first game with them. And even though we weren't perfect, we played hard and that covered a lot of, our slippage. But at the same time, we have to tune in on certain details. We had some miscommunication, but, we know they have the big three between Diggins, DT, and Brittany Griner. And so it's kind of just slowing them down and trying to get their other players to score, and just limiting their touches, doing our work early so that, we're, limiting their touches and just, we know they're going to score. They're great players, but it's just how many touches can they get? How can we disrupt their flow, their plays, and just making sure that we're locked in on the defensive end, because that ultimately flows into our offense. And so the biggest emphasis is just to lock in on our defensive goals and principles for the game. And, it just flows into our offense and gives us the energy.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Shai?
Hi, Kayla. There are a lot of great defensive players and minds on this roster, especially at the guard positions like Jasmine or Brienne. How special is it to be able to pick their brain on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's very special, to have 2 or actually 3 or 4 all defensive teams between AT, Jasmine, Brienne. Just being able to just watch them, how they play, I've definitely learned from them every single day, and just how they read the screens, how they get in, be physical without fouling. And that's just something that I watch. Coaches are always talking that I could be a really good defender in this league because I can guard multiple positions. And so just watching them and just how they are aggressive yet smart, they don't foul as much, and, they disrupt. Is something that I really do and try to emulate and learn from. And so, like you said, being able to pick their brains every single day and talk to them and learn from them and have them either guard me or watch them, it's just very helpful. And it just, is going to help me improve as a defensive player in the league.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes media availability today. Thank you all for joining. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Annette.
Thank you.